Hello, hello. It's me, Lisa, the Love Coach, founder of LoveQuestCoaching.com, where you can grab your free love life assessment. But before you do that, let's hang out a minute. Get in here, get yourself ready, because today I am talking about what you do when you want them, they don't want you, you're brokenhearted, what to do. What do? It's the worst thing ever when you go out with somebody, or maybe you're dating them for a while and you're into taking the relationship to another level and they want nothing to do with that. Or they're happy with the way things are. And then you bring up the topic of, oh, like what's going on? Like, this is great. I love what we have, but like what are we doing? What are we doing next? And you're over here thinking one thing, and they're over here, totally different thing. Now, this thing can happen, early on when you're dating. It can happen later. You could start off thinking one way, and then along the journey together, one person wants to take it to another level. The other person, not so much. They're just happy being with things as they are. So, like, what do you do? What do you do? So, today I was coaching someone, and her thing was a little bit different, but it could be applied to this. Her situation was that she connected with somebody who ultimately wasn't available for her. And this person awakened such aliveness in her that she hasn't felt in a while. So imagine that. You're living your life, you're doing your thing, and all of a sudden you meet someone and the chemistry and the connection is mind-blowing. And you believe that this person could be the one. Regardless of what their life situation was, regardless of the logistics of it, maybe they said certain things that even led you to believe that there was hope, that there was a possibility. Either way, you felt hopeful. You felt like, this is it. This is my person. I've never felt like this. It has been ages since I felt this way. All that stuff. And then you realize it can't work out. And you're left there with this feeling of, oh, what do I do? What do I do? This person excited so much in me and awakened so much in me, and I don't know what to do because now they can't be with me. What do you do with all of that? So it lends itself to a lot of heartbreak, right? A lot of heartbreak happens with that. Terrible when that happens. And it's normal to feel disappointed and awful. It's terrible. Here's this person, you're minding your own business, and this person, poof, enters your life, and now you're left there. There's nothing. They're gone. You're just left with all of it. So what do you do, right? Well, there's a few things that we need to get clear. And that is that people oftentimes enter our lives to teach us something, or elevate something in us, or turn us on to a whole new desire, a whole new thing that we now want. And in the case of this woman, that is exactly what happened. So this person wasn't necessarily meant to enter her life for a long-term thing, but they had a massive impact on her moving forward. So one of the things that I always say to the people that I coach, women or men, because this can happen to men as well. In fact, men crush on women and get very connected to women very often. And we see this happening on social media, where men can have this whole fantasy in their mind about a woman that they befriend on Facebook, let's say, or Instagram, and maybe they're exchanging just friendly notes here and there, and he has this whole fantasy in his mind of like how this woman could be for him, and maybe he'll even move, and like they don't think of the logistics. He could be in California, she's in Florida, or she's in New York, and he's in Boston, or whatever. And it's just like, this would never work. But they get into this fantasy land, and what that ends up doing is like your mind gets away from you and you start to think of things that can happen. And it's great because you're thinking of, what you want, which is wonderful. But when you can't have it, it becomes this push and pull and this struggle energy and this lack energy. So one of the things that I encourage people to do is, well, number one, really get a handle of what you're doing when you are putting yourself out there, and be mindful of what you are attracting in return. Is this really your person? Meaning, can you really have something with this person? Or is it just this nebulous fantasy that you're like concocting in your head? And if that's the case, then have to have boundaries, have to be really careful with your emotions and how much you pour into somebody. Let's give you an example of, let's say, somebody who, you might be working with. It's a work situation. And now you're like, oh my God, I'm like full on falling in love with this guy that I work with. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Right? You let your mind and your heart get like ahead of you, and you're not thinking straight. You're not really, looking at it logistically. Can this really happen? What needs to happen in order for us to be together for real? So when you're stuck in that, it's really important to get grounded. It's really important to break out your journal, write down all the qualities that you like in this person, write down how they make you feel, okay? But then ultimately, on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being, hell no, they're not available, it would never work, to 10, let's go, I'm going to tell this person how I feel, and we're going to be together, and it's going to be amazing. Where are you? And be honest. Be honest. Where are they and where are you? Be honest. So, we have a lot of people in fantasy land trying to make things happen. That'll never happen, right? So you got to check yourself, because otherwise you let your emotions, you let your feelings get the best of you and really get away from you. You're not in control anymore of yourself. And you're just kind of floating around in la la land, and it could lead you to be really disappointed, really hurt, and then you end up stuck. You end up stuck for months, like connected to the outcome of this person. You want them, they're not able to be with you, or you want them, they don't want you the way you want them. And now you're left there dealing with that pain, with that loss. And all it says about you, all it says about the perception you have for yourself. That's when things come up like, I'm not enough, I'm not good enough. Why are they with this person and not me? Why did they choose them instead of me? All of these normal things, albeit unhealthy, that we ruminate with. So what do you do? Again, when you want them and they don't want you, or they're unable to be with you for whatever reason, you need to get clear on the role that they served in your life. So you can come to some acceptance with that. You can reach some peace with that. If somebody entered your life and they turned you on to like this whole new way of thinking, possibilities, right? Possibilities. Oh my God, I can fall in love again. Oh my God, I can be with somebody. Oh my God, I thought I was a girlfriend for the rest of my life. I didn't want to get married ever again. But this guy made me think, wow, I'd love to be a wife again. I would love to show up for somebody that way, right? And then you're sitting there like, okay, do you want to do this? And you're like, no. I just like it to hear. So what I say in that instance is, honey, keep the dream, dump the person. The dream is the dream. You don't ditch the dream and acquiesce and level down your emotions for someone who's not available. A lot of people make this mistake, right? That's how you end up in like these friends with benefits kinds of situations where you try to convince yourself that you don't really want anything serious. Oh, that's okay. Let's just take it slow. Meanwhile, in the pit of your soul, you're like, no, I want to like be with somebody, merge lives with somebody, like do all that. And you're downgrading, you're settling. And so one of the things that I teach, it's so important to do this, is to get very clear on what it is you want and have the confidence to communicate that effectively. And have the self-love to walk away from anything that is not that. Do not settle for a friends with benefits arrangement if you really want a true, honest, and whole commitment. It's a waste of your time, and it's really not good for your self-esteem, your self-worth. It messes with your mind. It's just not going to make you feel good. So make feeling great your number one priority when you're in relationships. And when you're in a relationship track and you're just like, I don't feel great in this anymore, then, you know, talk to the person and whatever. But if it's something that's just unfixable, or just a core value type of issue, or just a way of being that does not gel as a future, and simply they don't want a future with you more than what it is that you're kind of just floating around on, then you have to make some tough decisions. They're necessary decisions. In this case of my client, she had to come to some sort of acceptance that this person is not available for her, and that his purpose in her life at that time, at that short time where they collided, was to excite or light a flame in her about the kind of love that she really does want. And now she's left with that. So I say to her, dump the guy, keep the dream, keep the vision of the man that you want now. You felt that, right? You felt that. You know what that is, to connect with somebody on that level. Keep all that, add to it, and say, okay, I want that plus availability. I want this person to be there for me and worship me, adore me. Well, not worship me, we worship God, but you know what I mean. So, point is, be very clear with what it is that you want, and do not fall down these rabbit holes of crushes and unavailable people. Have to look out for yourself, have to have boundaries. Do not set yourself up for heartbreak. It's very, very easy to slip into these things. So I hope that helped you out. And I am Lisa the Love Coach. You can find me at Lisa the Love Coach on Instagram, and I will find you there as well. If you friend me, I friend you back. Follow me, I follow you back. And also, if you want to check out a free love life assessment, you can take that over at my website, lovequestcoaching.com. There you will see a button. You can click free love life assessment. Ask me a bunch of questions. Tell me a little bit about what you're going through. You'll have questions to answer. It's super fun and very, very informative, because I get your responses and then I go through each one and I come back with specific answers to your specific questions. So hopefully that helps you out. I'm Lisa the Love Coach. Thank you so much for watching my YouTube channel. If you find me on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe and the ding ding button thing that tells you when this party gets started every day. Thanks so much. Bye.